Given that he has the bench set up around about 30 to 40 degrees here, it's going to be more upper pec dominant. I like that he has a slight elbow flare too, which is going to incorporate more shoulder flexion. You want to avoid using an excessive arch if you're seeking upper pec bias, if you've got the bench on a slight incline, just like he is doing here. Otherwise, doing so will turn your incline press into a flat press. You just want to maintain a small arch for added comfort and stability, regardless of the chest exercise. The only thing I would encourage more of here is to get leg drive. Focus on driving your heels into the ground to act as a counterforce to the weight that you're pressing itself. Now, the pin-loaded machines allow for a descending resistance curve, which is better than ascending resistance curves, which you usually get with plate-loaded machines for chest pressing in general. And that's regardless of the region you're trying to bias. Ascending resistance incorporates more triceps, and the front delt starts to gain more leverage in higher degrees of shoulder flexion as well. Flies are better than presses for mid-pec due to having less tricep and front delt contribution, allowing for a larger growth stimulus for the pecs. I do recommend doing both, especially for an intermediate to advanced lifter. However, presses can provide a good stimulus to the whole pec whilst giving the front delt and the tricep extra volume, which beginners can benefit from quite a bit. The chest is susceptible to stretch-mediated hypertrophy. Getting a deeper stretch, pausing there, and using a controlled eccentric, so 3 to 4 seconds, is fine and probably better. This will help signal for stretch adaptations and standardized range of motion and execution, as well as reduce the potential for injury. That said, it recovers slower than most muscles, so don't use an excessively long eccentric and don't program excessive volume and intensity. Now, I love this movement. Just bring the bench back a little bit further from the cable stack. The movement should end right about here, rather than going into deeper degrees of elbow flexion and having that elbow go behind the rib cage. Given you already did the lat pull down with a neutral grip, instead of doing an underhand row here, I would opt for an overhand chest supported row, so maybe something like a T-bar row with a wider grip to target more of the upper back rhomboids and traps. But overall, pretty good.